The sequence that you just saw was shot in 3 hours and edited in approximately like 1.5 hours. And we are going to break down everything. We're going to go through the color profile. We're going to go through the equipment that you need. We're going to go through the like behind the scenes and how I actually did the shots that you saw. And basically everything that you need to know to make a sequence like that yourself. But before we get to it, I just want to say thank you so much for the incredible support that you give me here on this channel. We have been growing like crazy lately. Like the last 30 days, we have been growing with 2,300 subscribers. 2,300 of you that has joined in here on this community. That is amazing. So thank you again. And if you're new here watching for the first time, you might want to consider hitting that subscribe button because, you know, that'd be appreciated. But grab a cup of coffee, something to drink, maybe something to eat as well, because this is going to be a long one. Let's get to it. We're going to start out with the sequences that we had here at the gym. So this is the first thing that we are going to shoot. So what I'm going to use is the Sony A7III with the Tamron 2875. 2.8, and then we're gonna use a ND filter, variable ND filter from JJC, and we're gonna use this and only this together with my DJI Ronin S, and that is gonna be the whole setup for this whole shoot. When it comes to the picture profile, when I shoot videos like these in, I always try to shoot in S-Log2, and there's been a lot of you that has asked me, how do you expose when you're shooting S-Log, because it looks like crap when I'm trying it myself. And when I started shooting in S-Log, I had a real issue of actually getting good looking footage, because like when you're looking at it like in camera, then it looks washed out and really bad unless you're exposing it correctly. So what you want to do is making sure that you have a variable ND filter, because the lowest ISO settings when you're shooting in S-Log is going to be 800. And when you have a variable ND filter, then you can turn it so that you can control the exposure depending on what kind of situation that you're in. When you are exposing the S-Log footage, you want to make sure that you have the exposure compensation. This that you can see here, that is going to be somewhere around +2 or +1.7. But that is also going to depend on what kind of footage that you are shooting. What I do recommend is that you always go with the histogram, because if you are too far to the left, then your shadows will be crushed. But if you're too far to right, then the highlights will be blown out. So depending on what you're about to shoot, then there's going to be a big difference on what kind of exposure that you will set for the shot that you want to have. So before we actually shot the video, we did like this much planning, and then we sat down to write a storyboard that we could use to like walk through all the shots that we wanted to have. And I mean, like, Oscar is a really creative dude, so we were just like spitballing, you know, this will look good and that'll look good and we're gonna try to do this. We started to get the outline of what we wanted, and then we wrote everything down, like the shots. I'm gonna put it right here so that you can see exactly how it looked. And then we just worked from that when we actually get to location and started to shoot. We're gonna get the first shot here, so stay tuned. I'm gonna put you guys here, so. Perfecto, eh? Then we're gonna get the scene where Oscar jumps up and grabs. So this is only gonna be a detailed shot and not a wild shot. So wild shot, wide shot. So we're only gonna try to get his hands when he's actually grabbing the bar. Now we're gonna shoot at like 28 millimeters or 28 or 35 or something like that, and I'm still gonna do it handheld because I think like using a gimbal will remove like the stressfulness of actually working out. So. Men du hoppar upp, så springer jag runt och då har du kört den typ. I'm gonna try to get a wide shot of Oscar doing his muscle up so that we can cut that in with the other scenes that we just got. And then I'm gonna try to stand close to like the tree just to get some kind of foreground that it feels that the camera is moving way more than it actually is. I have no clue if this is gonna be good, but I really hope so because it would be awesome. We're gonna get the shot of Oscar working out his abs, and to that I'm probably gonna like try to stand as far away and try to shoot it at 75. As they say, money shot. Now we're gonna try to get the jogging scene, and we're gonna use the gimbal to see if it looks good. Otherwise, we're gonna do it handheld. But yeah, look at him! Look at him go! All right, 40 minutes until the sunset in Gothenburg, so we gotta go. Okay, there's a really heavy traffic road on this bridge because we're standing at the, how do you say, like the foundation, one of the foundations of the bridge. And the plan is that Oscar is gonna get, jag kan inte ha det i YouTube-kanalen. And the plan is that Oscar is gonna run all the way down here. And then I'm going to fly the drone at the side of the bridge, and then we can get the shot. Let's get the last couple of shots, and then we're done. All right, that's the last shot that we need outside. Now we're gonna go in, and then we're gonna get a couple of like finishing off shots that we can use in the beginning, like when he grabs the keys. That's gonna like finish up the outdoor environment of this vlog. Unfortunately, I couldn't record the last couple of shots that we got inside, but there was basically only 2 of them, so sorry about that. But now we are going to jump into the most fun part. In the editing process, that is where the story gets crafted. Let's get to the editing. When we imported all the files, we are going to create a new project in Final Cut Pro, and we're gonna name this lifestyle video. And we want to set the format to 1080p because we shot a lot of footage in 100 frames per second in full HD. So we're going to edit this on a 1080p timeline and then see if maybe we can upscale that later. And then we're going to have the frame rate at 25 frames per second, because if we want to slow that down later, we can drag down by 4 times, and that is going to be like 25 frames per second. And then we want to hit OK. As you know, we had a storyboard that we worked our way through, which makes everything really simple if we do follow that storyboard when we are in the editing process as well. And we shot the whole sequence in the opposite order of how it's shown. So we started out shooting at the gym and then ended with the starting scene of the sequence. So when we're scrubbing through the clips here, we can see that like it goes back up. So the first scene that we're gonna use is of course the phone that will ring. So we're gonna drag that down. Okay, we're gonna cut this down somewhere around here because this is gonna be a really short sequence. So I got an idea on how we are going to start the whole sequence off. I got a clip that I got when I was shooting for a client of mine that we're going to use in the beginning of this video, and that's going to be with the drone. So we get this urban feeling of Gothenburg first. And when Gothenburg is waking up, we're going to start with this. We're going to cut that down there and delete. And that's gonna be like for 2 seconds, the first scene, and then we're gonna have the hand coming in. But we're gonna overlay audio on the first one so we can hear like the phone ringing on this first clip. And then we're gonna cut to Oscar being out on the balcony and then walking back in and grabbing his keys. And there we can cut it, so 2 seconds again. Now we want the scene of Oscar walking outside, starting the music on his earbuds. We're gonna drag this down. Now we want to jump to the scene where it actually jogs on the bridge. So we're gonna import that from the Mavic, and then we're gonna choose new event. We're gonna name it Mavic Pro. Bam, and then we're gonna import media. And then we want to import the footage that we got from Mavic Pro, obviously. We are only going to use like this. It's going to be a short sequence of Oscar jogging on the bridge. And I think like this shot here, we're going to drag this down and see from here. When the last car just passed, somewhere around there. And then cut that down. So now we're down to 15 seconds. We got 45 more seconds that we can use because I want this to be like an Instagram friendly video. So we're gonna keep working our way from the storyboard. We're gonna open that up, jog on the bridge, arrive at the gym. Okay, that is gonna be our next scene. So we shot that like before the last that we got. So we're gonna drag this down. All right, we're gonna have that for 1 second or 2 seconds. And then we're gonna cut in the other scene that we got with the shoes running so that it feels dynamic. Okay, we can extend this just a little bit. And then we're gonna cut back to the other clip that we had where Oscar is braking and he's walking towards the gym. We wanna have a wide shot showing off the location of where he actually showing off the location of where he actually is. And then we're gonna cut in this scene that we got here that I got with the gimbal, and we're gonna drag this down. All right, we can slow it to 50% so it still feels like same kind of movement. I want the sun to like pop out so that you can see that the sun is like giving us a flare. The sun is rising up from the horizon and it's starting to come alive a bit more like that. That is perfect. Now we want to have like when Oscar, we want to have the scene where Oscar is taking on his chalk on the hands, because that is what you do before you actually work out. So that is going to give us a nice transition with the flare that we got in the clip before. And then we got this clip where the powder is like falling off his hands when he's rubbing them like that. So this, we're going to cut it here and we're going to slow this down to 25%. And then we're gonna drag this down to somewhere like 2 seconds. And now we wanna change to the other scene where I did like from behind. so that we got two different scenes, but he's doing the same thing. And I think like somewhere around there should be good. Now we're gonna have the grabbing the bar shot. So we're gonna have this shot, and then we're gonna drag this down. Okay, let's see if we can cut in, like make some really short cuts. I really like that shot, so we're gonna slow this down. I got an idea. We're gonna do speed ramp to when Oscar is in the air. He hasn't grabbed the bar yet, so here, this is where we want to slow down. So Shift B, and then we're gonna choose 100, and we're gonna zoom in on this. And we're gonna drag this, like this gray area. We're gonna drag down, and then we'll drag it out for like 22, and then we're back to the muscle ups. So we're gonna cut fast forward a little bit, and we're not gonna have this in slow-mo because I want it to feel like it's moving fast. It's like some kind of like really intense workout. So we're gonna keep this fast, and the only part that we're gonna have in slow-mo is this when it grabs the, and then we can use the scenes. Like we got a couple of different shots. We got some close-ups, we got a far away shot, and we can use those to interconnect between the clips to make it feel like he's doing way more than he actually was. We don't want the clips to be too long, because if they're too long, then it will not sell the concept of Oscar actually working out. And then we jump to the wide shot. Here we go. And then we cut this in. And then we can jump to this shot where he's training his abs, so that it feels like he's doing actually workout, and you know, you don't have to have all the transitions in between where he goes down, jumps up again. You know, you can just interconnect the clips to make it feel like we are shooting an entire workout. So we're gonna have that, and then we're gonna like take some around here, and we're gonna cut it. And now we're starting to like get close to the limit of 1 minute. So we are going to try to finish this off with the shot that we have of Oscar jumping off. Here we go. And then we're gonna take it when he's moving. And here we can cut it. And now I wanna have the scene where he sits down. Okay, let's see if we extend this. And then he walks away. There we go, where he walks into the blurriness. And that is gonna finish it off. We are done with the edit, like the rough editing right now. And then we're gonna add all these sound effects, and we're gonna add the music as well, so that we can get a feeling of how it will look. And then we're gonna find a nice like color grading tone to this as well, so that we can have like the same kind of feeling on all the clips. And that is everything that you need to know on how to make a sequence just like this. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you learned something from this video. And if you got any questions or anything else, then do drop them below, because I would love to know what you thought about this video. So again, thanks so much. Really hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, that'd be really appreciated. And you know, until next time, take care.